Today I am going to talk about the pastime Mother Yashoda ties Lord Krishna with a rope. First, I would like to pray to Srila Prabhupada and to Guru and Gauranga for helping me talk in this way. And I would also like to thank Bhagavati Kripa Mataji and Samita Didi for giving me this opportunity. So I'm going to start the pastime now. On the day of Diwali in Vrindavan, Mother Yashoda sat churning butter for her little son Krishna. She sang about the pastimes of her son, and which attracted Krishna, who came there and sat on his mother's lap, wanting to drink milk from her breast. Mother Yashoda was feeding the Lord milk when she remembered that milk was going to boil over in the next room, and when she remembered that, she quickly placed the Lord down and went to the other room to turn off the stove. Krishna became very angry that he had been left behind, and with red eyes and biting his red lip, he decided to cause some mischief to inconvenience Mother Yashoda. He broke the pots of butter and took some butter to go to a private place and eat. When Mother Yashoda came back, she saw that Krishna was not there and that all the pots had been broken and the butter had been taken away. So she looked all over the house, and finally she found the Lord standing on a spice mortar. A mortar is used to break spices, and she saw him standing on the mortar and feeding butter to the monkeys. She started to feel very angry, and she took a stick and began to chase the Lord all over the house. Even the great yogis and mystics cannot catch the Lord, but still, Mother Yashoda chased and chased the Lord, and finally she caught him. And when she saw that he was feeling very scared and that he was sobbing and crying, she threw away the stick and embraced him. But now the Lord was feeling very angry and he may cause even more mischief. So Mother Yashoda, to stop any more mischief, she decided to tie him to the mortar with a rope. She took out her own hair ribbons and took the ropes from the cows, but when she tried to tie the Lord to the mortar, the rope came as exactly 2 fingers short. So she sent for more rope through the maid servants from the house, but the rope still fell 2 fingers short. She asked the entire Vrindavan Vasis to go to their houses and get ropes, but always the rope always fell 2 fingers short. Passers-by saw that Mother Yashoda had failed to bind her own son, Lord Krishna, to the mortar. Lord Krishna saw his mother feeling very tired and exhausted, and he decided to let her tie him. Some say that was Srimati Radharani's hair ribbon which finally bound Lord Krishna. So it was Radharani's and Srimati Mother Yashoda's love which bound Krishna. The great festival of ropes over, everybody went back to their houses to prepare for Diwali feast. The demigods looking at this pastime were amazed that Lord Krishna, the controller of the whole universe, had allowed his mother to tie him. Deciding to be even more naughty, Lord Krishna's eyes were drawn to 2 Yamala Arjuna trees in Nanda Maharaj's courtyard. He, he pulled the mortar and made it fall down, and then began to tug on the ropes and head towards the trees. He squeezed past the gap between the trees, but the mortar got stuck. Putting more force and more effort, Lord Krishna dragged the mortar, and suddenly the 2 trees fell down with a huge sound. 2 effulgent personalities came out of the trees and paid obeisances to baby Krishna. They introduced themselves as Nalakuvera and Manigriva, the sons of Kuvera. They talked about how Narada had cursed them when they were bathing in the Mandakini Ganga river due to their intoxication, false prestige, pride, and disrespect. Narad Muni had cursed them that they would become trees in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj, and that one day, many years later, Lord Krishna would come and free them, and then they would become liberated and go back home, back to Godhead. Then they paid obeisances and offered prayers to Lord Krishna again and again. Lord Krishna smiled and blessed them and told them that they were very lucky that a great devotee like Narad Muni had blessed them and given them the treasure of going back home, back to Godhead. As the demigods left, the Vrajvasis came around to see. Vrajvasis came around to see what had caused this huge sound. Children playing nearby told the Vrajvasis that Lord Krishna was the one who had caused the sound, who had collapsed the trees, and 2 demigods had come and prayed to him. But the Vrajvasis thought that the children were just making up stories. As a small child like their Krishna, how could he pull down 2 huge Yamala Arjuna trees? But Nanda Maharaj simply smiled, and he picked up his young child, taking pleasure in one of the Lord's innumerable beautiful pastimes. So this concludes the pastime, and now I will speak about some lessons from this pastime. The first is the power of a true devotee. So we can see that Lord Krishna went out of his way to make sure that Narada's words came true. And these words had been spoken many, many years ago. Lord Krishna, he didn't forget and he still fulfilled those words. Words of a devotee have the power to influence the Lord's mind. This can be concluded from this pastime. So this Damodar Leela is the celebration of love, which is what conquers the Lord. The Lord allowed himself to be tied up to fulfill Mother Yashoda's desire and to make sure that Narada Muni's words came true. Acharyas have said that the reason Lord Krishna told Arjuna to declare that his devotees would never perish was that the Lord knew that he could break his own word. Like in the Mahabharata, Lord Krishna broke his promise of not taking up any weapons and he tried to kill Bhishma. But the Lord knew that he would never break any of his devotees' promises. A shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 9, Text 19 illustrates this. Evam sandeshita hyanga harina bhritya vashyata savashenapi krishnena yasyedam seshwaram vashe. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O Maharaj Parikshit, this entire universe with its great exalted demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and Lord Indra is under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet the Supreme Lord has one transcendental quality. He comes under the control of his devotees. This was now exhibited by Krishna in this pastime. The other lesson is why two fingers short? Why was the rope Mother Yashoda was using to tie Lord Krishna always two fingers short? What are the two things needed in a devotee to fill the space of the two fingers in the rope to bind Lord Krishna? Of course, we know that no one can ever bind the Lord, but he still allows his devotees to be, his pure devotees to bind him, something that even the demigods could not understand. The two things are our own endeavor and Lord Krishna's grace. And what is it that brings Lord Krishna's grace on us? It is the attitude of a sadhaka which brings the Lord's mercy on him. To conclude, I would like to say a verse from Satyavrata Muni's Damodar Ashtakam, which the final verse which pays obeisances and bows down to all the things involved in this beautiful pastime. Namaste Sudamne Sfura Dipti Damne Tvadiyodarayata Vishwasya Dhamne Namo Radhikayai Tvadiya Priyayai Namo Nantaleelaya Devaya Tubhyam. Satyavat Muni says in this, O Lord Damodar, I first of all offer my obeisances to your brilliantly effulgent abode of rope which binds your belly. Thus, I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes. Now I will ask some questions. So, whose sons were Nalakuvera and Manigriva?
Kuveras,
Veras.
Vera.
the treasurer of demigods.
Very nice. Who cursed them?
Narada Muni.
Narada Muni.
Because they were intoxicated.
Yes.
Narada Muni.
Whom was the Lord feeding the butter?
The monkey.
The monkey.
The monkeys.
What did Mother Yashoda bind him?
Water.
Finding water.
Last question is, who does Satyavrata Muni offer respects to in the last paragraph of Damodar Ashtakam?
Lord Damodar.
Rope and Srimati Radharani.
The belly.
Srimati
The
Radharani,
rope.
the rope, Sri Damodar's belly, and his divine pastimes.
Yes.
Yes.
I have a question.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Now I'll take questions.
That was Krishna able to speak when he pushed the Arjuna trees on the floor?
Yes, I mean, he was not that old, around, it was just after your pastime of Shatakasur, so around 2-3 years old, so he could speak.
Okay. Thank you.